Hello, Rowan here again, and this is Elite Dangerous version 1.1. The video today is a video about buying the Lakon Type 9. I've just arrived at Dalton Gateway in LHS 3447, and after a lot of trading managed to get my balance up to just short of 89 million credits, and I'm in my Type 7 at the moment, which I've just finished trading with, and it's time to upgrade to the largest freighter in the game. It was actually quite difficult to find a place that sells the Lakon Type 9. Ideally I wanted to buy it closer to where my main trade route is, and ideally I wanted to buy it in a high-tech system where there'd be a fairly good chance of getting all the upgraded parts and things that I'll need for the ship. But I did a bit of searching around the system where I trade, and I couldn't find it, so I've come to a place where I definitely know they sell it, and that is Dalton Gateway, as I said, where in the system LHS 3447, where a lot of when you start the game, that's where the system where you tend to start. It might be the only system where you start, I can't remember, but it's certainly the star system where I started off in my Sidewinder. So let's go to the shipyard and find the Type 9. There it is. Now you can see that the base cost of the ship is about 76.5 million credits, but of course whenever you're buying a ship you need to bear in mind that you need to keep certainly a reserve for insurance. You're going to need some money to upgrade the ship, and of course, especially with a freighter, one with a big cargo capacity, you're going to need a lot of money to actually buy the goods to go in the cargo hold and start trading with it. So unfortunately the video today will just be buying the ship and having a look at it, because as you probably already realised, if I buy this ship I'm going to have around about 12 million credits left, so I might be able to put a few cheap bits and pieces on the ship today, but I certainly can't upgrade it. One of the things I can recommend is, before you buy a ship, you can have a look at a website called Elite Shipyard, which is at edshipyard.com. That's edshipyard.com, and unfortunately I don't know the name of the person who created that website, but it's absolutely brilliant. You can look at any of the ships in Elite Dangerous, and you can play around with the settings, with the configurations, and basically decide what you want to have on the ship and how much it's going to cost before you go to, don't even need to go to a system where the ship is. You can play around to your heart's content. You can even export the data as well, and there's all sorts of information on there. It's really good. So I've already had a look at the Type 9 on that website, and I reckon that to get it set up how I want, the ship is going to cost a total of about 106, 107 million credits. So you can see I'm nowhere near that at the moment. But anyway, let's go ahead and buy the ship, because it'll be useful anyway just to see things like where the weapon hard points are, that kind of thing. And then if you're thinking of buying the same ship, you better see as well. It'll be hopefully quite interesting. So let's go ahead and pull the trigger and see what we get. Right, I don't want to sell my current ship. I always keep my old ships because you never know when they'll come in handy. So let's click on buy new ship and store the current ship. Let's confirm that. And it's thinking about it for a few seconds. Hopefully it won't take too long. And there we go. Right, so what I want to do now is to go into outfitting, so we can have a look at the what it comes with as standard, and I can talk about some of the things that I want to upgrade. Alright, so as you can see at the moment, it's very, very basic indeed. We've got a couple of pulse lasers, looks like one on the top somewhere, and one on the bottom. But I'm quite interested to know where these medium hard points are, because those are the ones obviously that are going to do the damage. So that looks like it's actually yeah, on the bottom somewhere. So that's really going to suit a turret weapon, probably of some sort. I had planned on putting a gimbaled weapon there, but a turret will be much more useful. Same with that one, and there's another medium one on the other side. So yeah, I would say that those are all going to be turrets, and that's interesting. The small ones are just either side of the cockpit by the looks of it. And then we've got some utility mounts as well. Quite a few actually. 4 utility mounts. That's not bad. Okay, so let's start off. As I say, I haven't got an enormous amount of money to play with here, as you probably realised, but can definitely put a couple of things on here. Let's go for a chaff launcher. Definitely want one of those. There we go. And hopefully they will let me buy a heatsink at some point. Maybe they haven't got a heatsink here, which would be very annoying. Yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get a heatsink, which is a shame. Okay, right, let's have a look at the internal setup then. So what I will need to upgrade on this ship is certainly the power plant, the thrusters, the sensors, the power distributor, and what I'm going to do as well, which according to ED Shipyard should be possible, rather than having the shield generator in this size 6 slot here, I'm going to move it to size 5 slot, so I'll have a quite a weak shield, although I'm going to get an A-class one, but that'll let me put a bigger cargo rack in here. And I'm imagining that if any of the other big ships in Elite Dangerous guide, the fuel costs for this thing are going to be absolutely horrific. So I'm going to aim to put a fuel scoop in this compartment here, the A3, an A3 fuel scoop when I've got the money. So let's just have a look and see how far. I certainly don't want to go below 10 million with my reserve. So let's see what they've got here. What size was the slot again? So it's a size 6 slot. Right, so immediately we've got a problem there, because basically none of the power distributors that they sell are an improvement. So that is a bit awkward. Let's have a look at the that was at the power distributor I was looking at then. Yeah, power distributor. What about the power plant? Right, so I could put a C6 power plant in there for 1.797726. So let's go ahead and do that. Right, so at least we managed to upgrade something. What else have we got here? That needs to stay as it is. We can sell that. Not interested in that. And probably get some cargo racks, hopefully. So we've got the cargo rack in there, and as I say, I'm going to keep this slot free for a fuel scoop. And we've got a 8 capacity. Let's see what size the slot is again. Yes, so I can put a size 8 cargo rack in there, which I'll do now. So how much cargo are we up to now? I'm already up to 232. I should be able to get it up to 400 and I think it's about 490. Just realised I put that in the wrong slot. I wanted the fuel scoop in there, didn't I? So let's yeah, let's get rid of that one. And should be able to get a cargo rack in there. No, that's a size 16 ton cargo rack, so that can go in there. That's good. Okay, so I think that that's all I'm going to do with that at the moment. So I'm up to just 244 tons at the moment, which is still more than my Type 7. Just have a quick look at the sensors here. C4. Okay. Well, let's go with that for now. Okay. And the main cost on this of upgrading this ship, apart from the power plant and the power distributor, is going to be this frameshift drive and the shield generator. The frameshift drive, to put an A6 frameshift drive on there, is going to be over 16 million credits, but you can see that it's necessary because, for example, at the moment, fully laden, even with just 244 tons of cargo, you're only going to get a 6.61 light year range, which is pretty hopeless, really. Even unladen, it's only 7.83, so that's pretty terrible. Okay, so I've still got about 643,000 credits to play with. Let's see if we can get any sort of weapons on here. So we might be able to get a couple of weapons on the front hard points, I think. So let's see what we've got here. What I really want is, there we are, a gimbal beam laser. And for the other one, I think I will go with just seeing if they've got any multi-cannons here. I've got a fixed multi-cannon, but this ship is going to be very, very non-manoeuvrable. So really want something that's gimbaled. So I think I will go with a gimbaled cannon for now. That looks pretty good. And now this is going to be really expensive actually with these other hard points, because, as I say, really realistically speaking, I think you want turrets here definitely. So I'll probably leave that for now because that is going to be very costly indeed. So I'll have to sort that out later on. Livery. Let's put a decal on the front. And we'll go with my combat rank. Okay. Right, so I think that's probably all I can do for now. But it was certainly interesting to see exactly where those weapons are located. I can have a bit more of a think now about how I want to set it up. Okay, so let's exit that. Oh yes, fire groups. So let's try and set up the fire groups here. So obviously you're probably familiar with fire groups already in Elite Dangerous. I think I'm right in thinking that you can only have 2 fire buttons, but you can create multiple fire groups. So what I like to do is have all of the weapons on the main fire button, and I have sort of defensive stuff on the second button. I kind of treat the second button like a panic button. So if I've got a shield cell bank, I'll put it on the second button, so that you know, if I get attacked, surprise attack, and suddenly the shields are nearly down, and I don't know quite what's going on, I can just hit that button, and it'll dispense some chaff and fire off a shield cell, and hopefully bring the shields back up before they get taken down. So I'll have a quick look at how the power usage is already on here. Now the other thing you can do in the game, which again you're probably aware of, is you can set the priority for different systems, so that if the system becomes overloaded, or your power plant gets damaged by an attacker, then it will switch off lower priority systems. So life support is already priority 2, that's fine. Cargo hatch, I'll put that at priority. Oh, I don't let me put it at priority 3. Shield generator, that really needs to be at 1. Thrusters, that needs to be at 1. That needs to be at 1. Frame shift drive, yep, that needs to be at 1 really. Weapons certainly need to be at 1. Yeah, and I think that's all we can do for now on that one. So at the moment, as you can see, I've got only about a 59% power usage, so that's not too bad. But obviously there's not many weapons on there at the moment, so that will change. Okay, right, well that is buying the Lakon Type 9. I hope that was interesting. If you're thinking of buying this ship, as I said, it's have a play around on edshipyard.com and see how you want to set it up. Okay, thanks for watching.